Now, be it a moist Victoria sponge, a fruit crumble in custard, or a scone dripping in jam and cream, English cakes and puddings have long made mouths water. Now, back in 2002, one woman brought these delights over the English Channel from the UK and set up the Rose Bakery in Paris's 9th arrondissement. She now has a string of tea rooms and a grocery with other cafes elsewhere in the world, and two top-selling cookbooks. One of them is here on set. It's called Breakfast, Lunch and Tea. There's an orange one as well, I think, which is called How to Cook an Egg.
How to Cook an Egg,
How to Cook an Egg.
Yes,
Rose
exactly.
Rose Carrarini is today's perspective guest here on France 24. First of all, you've also brought in some of your baking delights.
Scones,
Talk us through what we have here.
Well, those are one of the first things we did when we come to Paris. It's just a simple old scone. These are plain ones.
I'm going to show them, hopefully, to our camera if you can see these. These are the plain scones that you can find at the Rose Bakery here in Paris.
Yeah, we do lots of fancy ones too, with raisins and all kinds of things, but this is a plain one.
I'm going to ask you a very important question as an Englishman. Should we be saying scone or scone when it comes to that?
Well, I say scone.
Because there is a big debate on what we should say.
I know. I say scone. So
I'd say scone.
I've always said scone.
We'll beg to differ. Also, do you think we should put the jam or the cream on first?
Well, clotted cream would be the best. We don't have clotted cream in Paris, so we just use butter.
OK.
Butter and jam.
What made you decide to pack your bags? Of course, you were based in London before.
In London, yeah.
What made you pack your bags and come over to Paris?
Well, we'd sort of come to an end of a stage of our life over there, and we came to Paris one day and we didn't find anything about what we like anywhere near what we were doing in London. So we thought, well, let's just go to Paris. My husband's French. My children were grown up. Let's go. So we just dived in and took a chance.
But were you not at all scared of the risk? Obviously, France has a massive culture when it comes to cakes. Was that not in your mind?
Well, you know, yes, it was on my mind. But, you know, we just always dive in everywhere and all the chances we take. So we just go for it. But I knew what we were doing was such good quality. It wasn't just, you know, a concept, an idea. It was something really good that, you know, it was bound to please.
Now, I've been living in France for a while, and the French tend to say that, rather cruelly, that English food is bland, it's not worth eating. But yet, some of my friends are the first ones to dive into a bowl of English custard or to butter a scone. How do you explain that paradox?
Exactly. Well, things have changed. This is the reputation, isn't it? That's gone on way back. But now, if you go to London now, the food is exceptional. And things have changed, but the French haven't quite changed enough yet. But, you know, it's the
But they are queuing up to get your cakes and English tarts.
They are queuing up. I mean, when we first opened in Paris in 2002, there's 5 pastry shops in our street, and they all said, "Oh, English, she's not going to make it." So after day one, we knew it was going to be okay.
How do you explain the love affair between the English and tea? Or afternoon tea and cakes and scones and all that goes with it?
That goes back also ages. I mean, I was brought up with it, you know. I don't know where it comes from. It's maybe from India, maybe from way back. I've no idea.
OK, I want to do a little quick-fire set of questions with you. We've already worked out whether to say scone or scone. In your view, should it be Earl Grey or English breakfast?
God, that's a difficult one. They're our two bestsellers, and they're really basically on a par with each other. I prefer Earl Grey. My husband prefers, and he's French. He likes English breakfast.
Should we drink tea in a cup or in a mug?
Oh, well, it's obviously better in a cup, but we sell them in mugs now.
Lemon or milk? Depending on the tea, of course.
I'm a lemon person.
That depends on what tea you're drinking, of course.
Yes, exactly. Some teas don't like milk.
Loose tea or a tea bag?
Well, loose tea, obviously. But, you know, at home we tea bags.
But it is more difficult to make.
It is. It's just a bit more washing up, it's a bit more all that sort of thing.
And a final quick-fire question. Carrot cake or Victoria sponge? Both of those are my favourites.
Oh, well, carrot cake's my favourite.
You've also placed a lot of emphasis on breakfast as a meal. Your book is called Breakfast, Lunch and Tea. There are lots of breakfast ideas in here. Is that a meal that you think many people tend to forget or they don't necessarily
yes, absolutely. And for me, it's the most important meal. They do forget it. Everybody's in a rush. They grab something sweet on the way to work or coffee to go. It's definitely the most important meal of the day. That's where all your body's ready for all the nourishment.
And what's the best thing, in your view, to eat at breakfast
Well,
time?
me personally, I have fresh fruit, raw muesli, everything that is quite healthy and nourishing for the body. My husband likes jam, loads of it, and loads of butter and toast. So I think everything, and whatever you want to decide to eat is fine.
You've also made it your mission here in Paris, maybe before in London as well, to use the best of organic products in your kitchen. Where does that stem from?
That comes from way back as well. You know, 30 years ago, I was just very, very concerned about how food was being grown, and I wanted to have the best that I could possibly have for myself and my children. And so it came way back then when there was no organic shops at all. So I was, I was driving around trying to find this organic carrot everywhere. And now, of course, it's everywhere, which is good. It's a good thing, but we still have to keep on that.
On that path?
On that path, yes.
As we've been saying, you've written 2 cookbooks. This one here, which is on set, the bright green one called Breakfast, Lunch and Tea, and an orange one, which may be, the green one here, Breakfast, Lunch and Tea.
Yes.
And an orange one, which is called How to Cook an Egg.
Yes, that's yeah.
Do you feel in writing these books that baking is a dying skill, or is it making a comeback, do you think?
I think it's making a little bit of a comeback. You know,
so we have lots of cooking programmes, lots of baking programmes.
Absolutely, all that is helping a lot. And I think that, I think people are trying to bake if they can bake. A lot of people can't bake. You have to be specially attuned to it to be able to bake properly. But this book is simple. It really explains it. But that's ages ago.
I have it at home and I love it and I swear by it. And it's a great, great, great thing. Okay. Everyone should go out and buy it. Rose Carrarini from the Rose Bakery here in Paris. Thank you very much for being with us here on France 24. Thank you very much. You're very welcome. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.